Good morning from New York City. We want to begin with a Fox News alert. Breaking just overnight, a suspected cop killer reportedly is in custody this morning after he allegedly gunned down a sheriff's deputy execution style at a gas station just outside Houston.
Well, the suspect walking up behind 47-year-old sheriff's deputy Darren Goforth and shooting him point blank. The suspect fled the scene in a pickup truck. But according to our Fox affiliate in Houston, Texas, he was caught just a few hours ago. They say his mother is the one who possibly helped turn him in to police. The suspect has not yet been identified.
Well, the big question now is motive. Detectives are searching security cameras and footage for clues. They're also checking to see if there's any connection to a car accident that Deputy Goforth responded to shortly before.
He had finished investigating an accident about 30 minutes before, so at this point we don't know any connection between that event and the incident here.
Trying to connect a lot of dots, Deputy Goforth was a 10-year veteran of the Harris County Sheriff's Department. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. We're now joined by former D.C. detective Rod Wheeler, who joins us over the phone. Rod, thanks a lot for joining us.
Good morning, guys.
Well, Rod, tell us, this is obviously an incredibly tragic situation, but we've heard about a lot of these killings of those wearing the badge. What does this tell us about some of the threats our law enforcement are under in this country right now?
Well, I can tell you that law enforcement all across the country are under a severe attack. Now, there's been, I don't know if you know this, there's been about 22 shootings of police officers this year alone here in the United States. And what we saw happen last night down there in Harris County was nothing but a cold-blooded, callous ambush against an innocent police officer who had done nothing wrong. This officer had just left the scene of an accident scene. So that was a very innocuous thing. They had nothing to do with this guy, and this guy decides to walk up. And, I was just talking with some fellow police officers this morning here in Cleveland where I'm at, and they were telling me, they said, Rod, each and every day we go out there, it's a lot different from how it used to be. We are always on alert because we just don't know if somebody's going to walk up to us, open fire on us, and just try to kill us.
So those fears, Rod, have got to affect the way that police do their job.
It does. It really does, because what happens is we develop a mindset, we meaning police, we develop a mindset that we're so worried about protecting our own selves sometimes. We still continue to do our jobs. But each and every call that you go on, what's going through your mind? Is this going to be the call where we're going to be ambushed? We see this happening all across the country, and it's really becoming a major, major problem because what we don't see? We don't see it slowing down. We don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Well, and the suspect apparently leaving in a pickup truck, and then there was an intense manhunt that went on for hours. So these police officers were looking at this chopper video. They're out there in the dark, in the middle of the night, and they already have had one of their comrades go down in the worst possible way. You can only imagine the fear that they were dealing with. This is the Harris County Sheriff Ron Hickman talking about being targeted because of wearing a uniform. Listen.
In what appears to be an unprovoked execution-style killing of a police officer strikes us all at the heart of public service. Clearly, the deputy was the target. So I would think the general public at large would take normal precautions. It strikes us in the heart to simply be a target because you wear a badge and for no other reason hits you where you live.
Rod, there's a lot of rhetoric out there that police are the bad ones, and it's really unfortunate then when we're seeing like the incidents like this. Is this just more proof that there is indeed a war on police?
Yes, it is. And, police officers have a badge on their chest and a target on their back. And we know that, and it's becoming increasingly more. It's happening more and more and more. So what do? We continue to go out there. This officer last night, as you just reported, was doing nothing but pumping gas in his car. We see this happening in Baltimore. We see this happening in Ferguson, everywhere we go. So it's really turning into a major problem.
Rod Wheeler joining us this morning. We appreciate your insights, Rod. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks, guys.